Hi everybody, it's Anna here with Unearthed Arcana, and we are back today with our next episode of our Skyrim Wildlander modpack Let's Play series, still following the permadeath adventures of Taniesi, aka Tani, who is our Dunmer Spellblade, specializing in heavy armor and two-handed weapons. We're just hanging out behind your Vasker right now, training with the bros. We got Athos, the sword boy, right here. He's just like swinging his little sword around, little edgelord boy. Then we got his friend Torvar, the frat bro. Love how Torvar is like staring at the ground. Like looks like he's like nauseated or something. He just like drank too much last night. Then we got some cute doggos back here as well. So for today's episode, we're going to be heading out to the Whiterun Plains. We're going to be clearing out some bandit areas. And we're also going to be doing the In My Time of Need quest, which is one of those more controversial quests that sometimes comes up in the community. Hi, dog. And the community often has some debate about like who you should side with and like who's telling the truth. So we'll clear that quest out today and finish that one up. Spoilers, we're definitely going to be fighting the Alakir warriors at the end of that. So regardless of who you think is telling the truth in that quest, if you know it, I'm just going to tell you right now, we're ending this episode by fighting those people. We'll do a quick recap here. I'm going to try to get my recap a little quicker than usual. I was looking at my previous videos and I think they're a little bit long. So if you want to skip the recap and jump to gameplay, I'll have that bookmarked below. Otherwise, stick around for the abbreviated recap. So we're playing Wildlander, which is one of those full Skyrim modpack overhauls you can download on the Wabbajack tools. Like tons of mods that come pre-installed. There's like hundreds more on the back end. Makes the game look and sound better, makes combat harder, survival and immersion focused. So if you haven't ever heard of Wildlander, please check it out. It's super, super fun. I assume most people here are kind of Wildlander veterans, or at least have played a little bit before. You can definitely enjoy this series even if you don't know Wildlander, just by enjoying it as a modded Skyrim playthrough with lots of bad language and violence. As far as our playthrough itself goes, let me pull the map up here. So last episode, we cleared out Valtheim Towers and Silent Moons Camp, defeating the two bandit warlords there. Elsie the Spiker at Valtheim, and Ron the Crow at Silent Moons. Then we did some downtime and Whiterun in between. Very fun fights, especially that fight with Ron at the end. That was a really fun duel that we had to close out the episode. Really got to showcase some of the pros and cons of two-handed heavy armor combat. And then back in the first episode, just the recap where Tani's been so far. She crossed over the Helgen border probably like a little bit more than a week ago in game time. Kind of worked her way up to Whiterun, joined the companions, and she's currently just kind of making a name for herself. I haven't really figured out any like substantial role-playing motivations for her yet, other than that she's a mercenary who cut her teeth in Cyrodiil. Definitely a Dunmer from Morrowind originally, who has kind of some like more gritty, brutish qualities, but so far she hasn't done anything like truly bad or evil, so we'll see how long that lasts. And then as far as quests in our journal, really the only one we have that we're probably going to do today is just intimidating this Mithlon guy for the companion hired muscle quest. I think I know who this is, but I'm not 100% sure, so I might go need to find this guy. And then we also have the Bleak Falls Barrow Golden Claw class. We'll probably do that in 2 episodes. Then we have a few miscellaneous quests here that we picked up from the missive board in the Whiterun Town Hall, which gives us these missive quests in our inventory. Some of these are pretty straightforward, like we have to get this artifact that's also in Bleak Falls Barrow. And then other ones like hunting this thief in the rift. Poor Adrian Avenici, the blacksmith, someone stole her necklace. Like, what an asshole. We're gonna go hunt this guy down next time we're down in the Riften area. So we'll kind of clear through some of those quests over time. As far as the run as a whole goes, we have 3 rules of this run. First rule is it's a permadeath run, so we can't reload the game if our character dies unless there's a major bug. Second rule is there's no HUD, so there's no crosshairs or health bars on the screen. You can see even like as I'm moving around here, even in first person, I could like get my sword out here. There's no crosshair, nothing like that. Just pay a little visit to the blacksmith up here as we're just kind of taking a tour. Hi, Yorland. What a stud. Just fucking look at this guy. What a badass. Can you imagine just wearing like straight up leather BDSM daddy gear all day? Yorland, you're amazing. Anyway, and then third rule is unpaused menus. So you've noticed that even though my menus are open, the game is not paused, which means if I want to access potions or scrolls, I'll have to do so quickly in the middle of battle. We did level up since last episode. We got another point in health right here, so we're almost at a base health of 160. And then the perk that I got was the next level of alteration, the apprentice alteration perk, which unlocks some apprentice level spells. And the spells that I selected, oops, wrong menu. Spells that I selected were Transmute Muscles on Self, which is a really solid buff that gives us extra health and carrying capacity, also unarmed damage. And then also Feather Falling was my second spell. This is one of my favorite utility spells. It lets you just like jump off mountains and take no damage. It's super, super fun to play and also really fun to film. And we already had Mage Armor rank 2 from, I forget where we got this. I think it was like a tome or a spell tome we got in a chest, maybe? I don't really remember. But we don't have enough magicka to use that yet, so we'll probably stick with Mage Armor on Self rank 1. And then last thing is inventory. Still using the Ancient Nordic Honed Greatsword that we had Adrian Avenici make for us. Wildlander allows blacksmiths to forge items for you using the Honed Metal mod. And the Ancient Nordic Honed Greatsword is probably the best early game greatsword that you can get. If you have smithing, you can just make it as early as level 1. And then big developments last episode. I got this steel plate helmet of major alteration from some Khajiit merchants. This will just make it so our alteration spells cost less. That's really important because currently we're wearing heavy armor, which means our spells cost a lot more. We have the combat casting perk, which sort of offsets that, but there's still somewhat of a penalty, so we just have to be mindful of that. But the big thing we got last time was this awesome Nordic cuirass black, which we got from the leader of Whiterun's retreat, who is this kind of like beefy great swordsman who was like really well equipped with armor, but just like not the best duelist. So we killed him and took his armor, and like now he looks so fucking awesome. I love mixing and matching armor in Skyrim to see what works, and I think the plate, helmet, and boots work really well with this Nordic armor. Then we're also using this custom cloak that I had Farengar enchant for us to give us a bit of magic resistance. As for the cuirass, this cuirass not only has a base armor of 396, but it also has some built-in damage resistances. A nice spread between blunt range and slashing damage. I like having a spread as we leave the early game and transition into the mid game, because you start fighting a more diverse range of damage types. We'll probably eventually be using some Dwarven armor, and Dwarven armor also has a really nice spread. Okay, I think that's it. Like, there's some active effects here, like Gift of Charity, that's going to fortify our speech, make prices cheaper. Mammoth Tomato Stew is still active. We're still using Blessing of Talos. There's like probably some other items here, like random potions, scrolls. We have to buy more food, tons of alchemy ingredients that we haven't used, some books, some keys, some miscellaneous. Anyway, let's get questing. Let's actually go do some things. I think I actually got that intro in a little bit earlier than I have in previous episodes. We're gonna head down towards, I think this Mithlon guy is the NPC. He's like the high elf who's in charge of this magic shop down here. Not 100% sure that, you know what I honestly can do? This is kind of fun. Kind of like an immersive thing I can do. I have in my illusion spell Clairvoyance. I also have some more like adult themed spells here. This is courtesy of a mod I've added called Flower Girls, which does some like lore friendly spice in the game. But Clairvoyance I got from Embershard Mine. I can use Clairvoyance to figure out where this Mithlon dude is. Let me just not do this in front of the guard, because the guard's gonna get all upset if I cast this in front of him. Oh, what is this? Like a pile of dust on, like, what the fuck? Vampire dust. Oh, this is funny. Okay, let me pause the Mithlon hunt and we'll talk about this pile of dust. So, clearly a vampire. It's got some vampire dust in it and like a ton of loot in here. We're gonna yoink all of this, get some gold. Get some gems. Oh my god, this is like a fucking heart on this vampire. Look at that shit. Blood. Just the heart. It's got the valves and everything. It's so gross. I've always wondered when like you kill vampires and they have this heart, if it's their heart or if it's like some random victim's heart that they stuffed in their pocket. Kind of doesn't matter because Tani is about to take this heart and... Ooh, listen to that noise. It's so gross. Oh, let's hear it again. Ooh, it's disgusting. It's so squeaky. Anyway, Tani's gonna stick it in her pocket. So the reason that vampire is just hanging out dead there in a pile of ash is because on this quest board there's a quest to hunt a vampire in Whiterun. And it's just a random quest that spawns on the missive board. But if I pick up the quest and go to my journal, you'll see that it already registers as a dead vampire. And that's because the guards have already killed it. I think in a future version of Wildlander, they're changing the faction of the vampire so the guards don't immediately attack it the instant it steps out of an inn. But for now, you typically don't even have to fight the vampire to collect the bounty. You can just go up to the Vigilant of Stendarr and be like, yeah, so that vampire in Whiterun, I totally killed it. Give me the reward. Anyway, Tani's not above a little bit of graft to get what she wants. Let's renew our gift of charity because I'm sure that's about to run out.
Oh, thank you. Divine
Okay, now there's no guards around here. Let's use clairvoyance. Oh, it's like right here. Okay, I was wondering if it was this guy. He's the guy who's in charge of this little magic shop that gets added in Wildlander. It's called the Soul Trapped Porker. Yeah, we're gonna go in here and chat with this gentleman, and I think what we're probably gonna do is we're gonna like buy something from him, then we're gonna beat him up. I love how some of these like added magic shops have the actual animal and like some like environmental detail. There's a up here in the Pale, there's a fort that has an inn called like the Drunken Saber Cat, and in the Drunken Saber Cat is a saber cat taxidermy stuffed head with like ale in its mouth. It's super funny. I'm sure we'll go that way and we'll see it at some point. Okay, let's talk to Mithlon.
Yes.
I'm gonna beat him up in a second, but let's see if he's got any spells or scrolls. Ugh, kind of terrible scroll selection. Tons of spells though. Let's see what spells he's got. There's a few I'd maybe like to pick up right now. Ooh, he has heal self rank 2. I am gonna grab that because it would help me level up restoration a bit. And it's nice to have a little bit of extra healing if we need it. It's really expensive. 1700. Ah, fuck it, whatever. What's gold if not for spending? I'm just gonna buy that. Okay, so we have heal self rank 2. Let me quickly hotkey this so that way I can use it in battle. And let me just make sure I can actually cast this with my armor on. I think I can. I don't know why it says it costs 358. That is a lie. It definitely does not cost 358. It's just like not registering the fact that I have the combat casting perk. No, why is it doing this to me? No, none of my spells are registering. It like says that mage armor costs like a bunch of magicka too. Okay. I have regrets about buying this. That's fine. Whatever. We're gonna take it out on this guy right here. I love how this dude is like a head taller than me. He's like this big Altmer guy. And just like a book nerd. And like Tani is this grubby little violent Dunmer. And she's gonna come in here and just like beat the shit out of this guy. Alright, let's fucking go, buddy. What do I need? I need to beat the crap out of you. Beat that like nerdy smile off your face.
Let's go.
Alright, buddy.
Let's see what you're
let's see what you're made of, bro. Give you a little cross, a little jab, a little hook. Oh, look at this fucking loser. You get the fuck up. Ah, get back down. Oh, that's right, motherfucker. Oh, I love it. I love just like Tani just like standing over this Altmer and is bleeding all over his rug. Happy Pride Month, asshole. My raging feminist can't help it.
You're tougher than you look.
I like how he's a good. I always love how these guys are good sports about it.
Fine, I'll take care of it. Just please leave me alone.
Yeah, whatever, loser. Alright, that was super fun. I love beating up people in Skyrim. I almost said I love beating people up, and I was like quick to add the in Skyrim. This guy's like going outside, his nose is all broken and shit. God, did he even hurt me? Like very little. Alright, well, we beat up Meatflawn. That's fun. Let's head to the Bannered Mare now and actually start doing this quest with Saadia. This In My Time of Need quest. I think I'm pretty good on potions. I'm not going to bother buying any potions from Arcadia, the potion lady. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's just go straight to the Bannered Mare. I almost wish I'd beaten up this guy in the Bannered Mare, even though he's still covered in blood. He's still just going straight to get a drink. It's like 10 in the morning, but honestly, if I was this tall Altmer guy who's like clearly a very skilled mage and a successful business owner, and it was like noon, and I had just gotten the absolute tar smashed out of me by this like mean little Dunmer bitch, I would definitely be going here for a drink.
Oh, Saadia.
Yes, Mom?
Okay.
Just a reminder, sweetie. The blankets still need to be washed.
Hulda's so mean.
Of course.
Poor Saadia. She's just like doing her best. Before we talk to Saadia, let's actually talk to Hulda.
If it's work you need, how about chopping up some wood for the
let's
fires?
grab this bounty from her, because I think this will probably be a bandit quest in the area.
Look at this. Some of
And then let's see what
Take a
she's
look.
got for sale. I was kind of debating about how much downtime I want to show with food purchasing, but I think it's important to give this reminder. So before we head out for today, we're definitely going to get all the beef stew here, because beef stew is such an essential early game buff. It gives you health and carry weight, and it really helps you survive early game encounters, especially against mages. Let's grab another mammoth tomato soup. And then let's also grab I'll grab 2 of these. And then I'm also going to grab these regular tomato soups now that we can actually cast spells on our armor. For dumplings, let's do chicken for damage and lavender honey for magic resistance. And then, is that any? Oh, let's check the pies as well. Oh, nice. We'll do apple pie for a little bit of extra magicka and meat pie for a bit of extra stamina.
Need anything else?
Okay, well, let's take a look and see what quest she gave us. Oh, okay, kill the bandit leader at Halted Stream. That's perfect. That'll be a really nice route for the rest of the episode. Like, we'll go kill this bandit leader. We'll go clear out this bandit fort, and then we'll end the episode by killing... I say killing. I swear. I haven't, like, already decided on what we're gonna do. I guess I have. Like, we're gonna go kill these Alakir warrior, like I said. We're gonna go fight these Alakir warrior and kill them over here in Swindler's Den. Speaking of Alakir warrior, let's go talk to Saadia. So, I think it was 2 episodes ago, when I was about to leave Whiterun, there were those 2 Alakir warrior that were hanging out by the door. Actually save the game really quickly while I'm talking. Hanging out by the gate to Whiterun. And they said they were looking for a Redguard warrior, and they kind of came up to me. They asked me some questions. I was like, why exactly are you looking for this person? And those fucking assholes were like, it's none of your fucking concern, lady. Just do your fucking job for us. So I don't think Tani takes nicely to that kind of presumptuous authoritativeness. Like, she's just not super into that. Those guys have strong cop vibes. So now she's gonna go up to Saadia and be like, hey lady, you know there's some like fucking asshole Redguard looking for someone who matches your description. It's funny, there's actually, if there were other Redguard women in this area, you could talk to them and tell them the same thing, and they'll just have no reaction. So nice kind of like role-playing note there that you can talk to other people. We're just gonna directly talk to Saadia. She like what the fuck? She's like folded this pot under her arm. Skyrim's so buggy sometimes.
Hi there.
Okay, let's just let her know there's some warriors looking for her.
Are you sure?
So
Oh no. They found me?
she's like,
I need your
this
help.
is always so
please.
interesting
Come
to
with
me.
I need to speak to you privately.
She's like very clearly pretty panicked
Quickly,
there.
come with me.
She's asking lots of questions. She's rapid fire. She's like pouring her stew all over the floor. Anyway, a lot of people in the Skyrim community are skeptical if this lady is telling the truth for this quest. I think she is telling the truth, at least in this initial part here. That she is genuinely scared. That she is genuinely getting hunted by these Alakir warriors. Because her initial reaction is just so surprised and panicked. She could be like kind of deep fake lying. You know, maybe she's like she's trained at deception or something. God, it's really hard to take her seriously with this fucking pot and this spoon in her hand. Anyway, I always viewed this as pretty genuine though, that she is genuinely scared right here. There's a cool voice acting detail we're about to see here, where she's going to threaten us with the dagger, ask us a million more questions, and then she's going to actually stutter. God, her spoon just like fucking flew out of her hand. Like, did it fall through the wall? Oh my god. Bethesda games. Oh, it came back! Ah! Sadie has telekinesis. Ah, this is wild. Alright, let's go say hi to her and like see what else she has to say and learn more about this quest.
You think you can take me?
Oh, she
You
lost
so
her
much as touch
pot.
me and you're going to lose fingers.
Here's the stutter.
I mean it. I'll cut you in half.
That was a nice
So
little
the
detail.
Alakir know where I am? What do they offer you? Gold?
She's gonna kind
How
of
many more
stutter
of them are
again
coming?
here.
Tell me.
We're gonna kind of like tell her, you know, that you can use any of these options. None of them are gonna lead you down a different conversation tree. But Tandy's definitely at this point like, look, lady, I'm telling you about these people looking for you, and you're pulling a fucking blade on me, and it's like, you better put that shit away before I do to you what I did to fucking Meathlon downstairs.
I'm sorry. Just don't
Here's
hurt
that
me.
other stutter.
I know you're not one of them.
Anyway,
You
I
just
always
can't
thought
help
that
them.
was
You can't let them know I'm here.
kind of
Please,
significant
will you
because
help me?
it underscores
There's
the
no one
fact
here I can
that
trust.
she's kind of panicked here and she's looking for allies. So this quest is always about like, is Saadia telling the truth about what's going on and why these warriors are hunting her? And I think up until this point, like, she's being pretty honest with us. But the moment I ask if there's money in it, which Tanny would definitely ask, because Tanny doesn't really care about anything other than kind of money right now, Saadia's going to get a lot more confident in her tone. And I have always interpreted that to mean that she now knows that you can be bought, which means that she thinks she's going to be able to manipulate you. So listen to her tone here and just how confident she gets.
There will be. Of that, you can be assured. I am not the person that the people
She's
of
going to
Whiterun
give us a
think I
story
am.
here, some details.
My real name is Eamon.
Okay.
I am a noble of House Suda in Hammerfell.
Okay.
The men who are looking for me, the Alakir,
Sure.
they are assassins in the employ of the Almery Dominion.
Oh,
They wish
assassins,
to exchange
huh?
my blood for gold. I need you to root them out and drive them away before they find me
Okay.
and drag me back to Hammerfell for an execution.
Okay, so I'm just going to pause here because if I don't pause the game, this dialogue is going to auto-complete while I'm giving commentary. I have unpaused menus, but I always leave console as an option to pause the game so I can troubleshoot things. And if you're doing unpaused menus, I recommend that console pause the game for you. So that way you can pause if you have to troubleshoot something, or in my case, commentate. So all this stuff Saadia just said there about like her name is Eamon, she's from House Suda, these Thalmor assassins are looking for her. I honestly feel like people undersell how most of that could potentially be true. Maybe her real name is Eamon. Maybe she is a noble. In fact, there's a line later on in this quest that the Alakir warriors give that suggests that she might be, in fact, a noble herself. Either way you cut it, those Alakir warriors are hunting her, so her saying they're Thalmor assassins isn't necessarily wrong. We know the Thalmor imply a diverse range of agents and operatives, some of whom don't even know they're working for the Thalmor. Really, there's only one part of her story so far that's an absolute bald-faced lie, which is this idea that after the Alakir capture her, they're going to drag her back to Hammerfell to be executed. So let's continue the story, and we're going to bookmark that particular detail to talk about why that is definitely a lie, even if the rest of what she says like could potentially be true. At this point, Tanny doesn't give a fuck about any of that. She's just like, all right, lady, let's say anything you say is true. How would I even get rid of these people?
They're mercenaries, only in it for the money.
Okay.
They're led by a man named Kematu.
All of
Get rid
this is
him,
probably
and the rest will
true.
scatter. I don't dare show my face lest they recognize me, so you'll have to find out where they are.
Yeah, I always thought this was true too. There's a point later in this quest where the Alakir even says they've been hired to go and capture her. So like her calling them mercenaries isn't probably too far off. Also, if you talk to random Skyrim people, they talk about like there's Redguard, Alakir mercenaries with curved swords everywhere. So anyway, mercenaries is probably accurate as well. So really we're only at one verifiable lie, which is this dragging back to Hammerfell for execution. So let's keep going. Let's learn a little bit more.
I heard one of them was just arrested trying to sneak into the city. If he's locked up in the jail,
Okay.
perhaps you can get it out of him. Please. I know I'm asking you to do something
Yeah,
difficult. Maybe
I
even
think
dangerous.
she.
I just don't know
I
who else
used
I
to
can
think
trust.
that it was a little suspicious that she knew that guy was in jail, but like I actually think that's that suspicious when I think about it, because She works at the Bannered Mare. It's very possible she just overheard that some random Redguard warrior was captured or arrested while breaking into the city. And now that you've told her they're hunting for her, she's put 2 and 2 together. So again, I don't think that's a lie either. I think we're really at only one lie so far. And she says she can't trust anyone else. I also think that's probably true. Like, I wouldn't trust anyone else either because everyone could be in it for the gold. Particularly given that, like, her actual crime is probably helping the Thalmor, which is, like, something that most people would not be very sympathetic to. And you can ask her why she hasn't talked to anyone for help. And again, I think this answer is pretty honest.
You think I'd be in hiding if this was something I trusted town guards to handle?
Yeah, that's fair.
These men are ruthless, cunning, deceitful. They'll pay off whoever they can. I can't trust anyone here in
I always
Whiterun.
love that line. It's like
Guards and
kind of a
Jarls can be
projection.
And the Alakir are
Ruthless,
close. I'm running out of
cunning,
time, so I'm choosing to
deceitful,
trust you.
pay off anybody. It's like, huh, Saadia, are you talking about them or you? Anyway, there's one more lie she's going to say here when we ask, like, really kind of double down about, like, okay, lady, tell me again why they're even after you in the first place, because, like, your story is not quite adding up. And she's going to say a line here which just, like, really doubles down on the fact that she's probably lying.
I don't know for sure. I spoke out against the Aldmeri Dominion publicly.
Okay.
I suspect that's why these men were hired to
Oh,
hunt you
yeah,
down.
really? Whatever, Saadia. All right, let's just end this
Finally, the moment
conversation.
the Alakir are taken
Wow, what is this person doing here? Oh my god, she's just like hanging out. Oh, this is amazing. She just like overheard this whole conversation. This is a potential follower, but I don't think we can actually fight her until we're a higher level.
Think you can go blade to blade with me? You'd be dead in 6 seconds.
Yeah, I can't fight her right now. I have to be like level 15.
Good. Chat time's over.
Whatever, lady. It's so funny. She just like listened to that whole conversation. Anyway, so the reason I think Saadia is lying about that last piece about she spoke out against the Aldmeri Dominion, and then why she's definitely lying about that piece about dragging her back to Hammerfell, is because Hammerfell is at war with the Aldmeri Dominion. And they hate the Aldmeri Dominion. They hate the Thalmor. They're actually the only part of the entire continent that's really still, like, consistently on any large scale still at war with the Thalmor. So there's no way that the Aldmeri Dominion would be executing her in Hammerfell. That's totally nuts. If she had just said the Aldmeri Dominion is going to have the mercenaries, like, assassinate her, or, like, take her back to the Thalmor embassy, and like black bag her up to Northwatch Keep, like all these like Thalmor black sites up here in the north over near Solitude, you know, that could be pretty plausible. Like I would buy that. We literally see Thalmor agents renditioning Nords up there, so like that's definitely happening. But her saying that they're going to take her back to Hammerfell is just like utter bullshit. That's definitely not what they're going to do. And then this idea that the only reason they're after her is because she spoke out against the Thalmor. Like, whatever, Saadia. This is like when you meet someone on a dating website. It's like you're dating some guy, and he's like, oh, yeah, I've, like, been in the criminal justice system. Oh, I got a DUI a long time ago. And you're like, oh, that's okay. And then you learn later on, you're like, oh, my God, this guy robbed a bank. This guy was in prison for 15 years. Anyway, so that's kind of the vibe I get from Saadia saying all that bullshit. I don't buy it for a fucking second. So no matter how you slice it, Saadia is probably lying. There's no way that the Thalmor would be dragging her back to Hammerfell for execution. And there's no way that the crime they would be doing that for is because she spoke out against them. Like, look at Lorcan right here. He's just, like, hanging out, screaming all day. He's like the street preacher. Everyone who's grown up in a major city knows a street preacher, and, like, Lorcan is the street preacher of Whiterun. He'd be out there with a megaphone on the ground, just, like, screaming to traffic if he had that opportunity and that technology. Anyway, Saadia is a fucking liar. But I honestly don't think that the real question is necessarily, is she lying? And I've talked about this in other videos I've done, like when I did this quest with the Akai playthrough. I think the more interesting question is, even if she is lying, which again, I think she almost obviously is lying, would you help her anyway? Which is a much more interesting kind of moral question that we'll talk about as we head over to Swindler's Den. For now, we're going to have to go up to the jail to talk with the prisoner, but then we're also going to go to Farkas and turn in this quest after we beat up that nerdy Falmore, or that nerdy Altmare in his own house. While we're here, we'll also get a level of training from Farkas.
Skjor says that I have the strength of Ysgramor, and my brother
Yeah,
has
he
his
really does.
smarts.
I'm always like stunned by how jacked this guy is. I mentioned in a previous episode, but this angle is particularly aggressive with just how swole this man's neck is. Like, oh my god, swoon. Look how buff this guy is. He's got the Viggo Mortensen hair, but he's just like built like an absolute semi. Like, what a man.
I'll show you what I can.
Alright,
about
let's get
protecting
some
yourself.
training from him. Oh no, I'm out of money. Ooh, wait, but if I do this, I think he'll give me money.
Kind of fun to push people around sometimes, isn't it? Good
It
work,
sure
sister.
is, especially nerdy little mages.
I'll show you
See
what
if
I
I have
can
money.
about protecting yourself.
I do not have money. Oh, I'm so broke. Okay, I guess I can't do that.
There's some
Well, let's
trouble
get the
in
next
Falkreath.
quest from him.
There's always some kind of trouble down
Okay,
there.
Falkreath.
But now it's nothing but a bunch of lonely
Okay, so he's gonna
bandits.
send us to go do
Good.
some bandits
Do
in
not spare
Falkreath.
them your blade.
We'll do that next episode. That won't be for today. So Knife Point Ridge is down here. We also have a quest to go and talk with the Jarl of Falkreath, who's vibing down here in Falkreath Hold, and he will give us a quest to kill some bandits, as will his steward. And those quests will take us to the 3 bandit areas in this section of the forest, which I've kind of affectionately dubbed the Falkreath Bandit Triangle. So that'll be a fun episode next time. We'll do that next episode, but for today we're not going to worry about it. Let's head out without any training. That is super sad. It's particularly sad because I bought this spell that I can't fucking cast. Just like fucked up the math on that. It's a little bit too aggressive in my estimation of how much magic I had available. Let's go over to the jail though and go chat with this Alakir prisoner. There's not too much to say about this interaction. It's not like you can ask him about why are you hunting Saadia. I think the big thing that this interaction sets up from a narrative perspective is just that like the Alakir warriors aren't just like your average mercenaries. But they're kind of a band of brothers and they have a code of honor and they're very skilled and stuff like that. I used to think that this meant that they weren't mercenaries because like, oh wow, these guys actually sound like they're a lot tighter knit than just a group of mercenaries. But I no longer think that because I think they actually tell you when you finally meet them that they are mercenaries who got hired. So I think I was just misreading that clue.
What are you looking at?
Alright, Maiko is like, what is this crazy Dunmer lady doing here?
You have a death wish then? If you know that.
Alright, I'm just gonna
but it
skip
seems
through
we
this
both have
conversation. Like, we don't really
I
need
have
to
dishonored my
talk to
brothers
this.
by
This
being
is the
captured,
line about, like,
so they have left me here.
his brothers have
My
left
life
him.
with the Alakir is over
And, like,
now,
it sounds like it's this
but
kind
I have
of
no wish to die in this God's
band
forsaken
of,
land.
like,
If I
tightly
can be
knit
released from-
mercenaries.
See to that. And
You
I'll
can
tell
ask
what you
him
want
and
to
he'll
know.
tell you more about, like, their code of honor.
Because I was clumsy enough to be captured. Kematu
Aw,
always
poor
says,
guy.
we're supposed to be the best of the best. I wasn't.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even sure how clumsy this guy... Like, I don't know how this guy got caught by the guards and what he was doing. Because, like, anyone can walk in here. Like, I walked into Whiterun looking super, super shady, and the guards are like, yeah, that's fine. So this guy must have been doing something incredibly shady to get arrested.
100 gold. I suppose you'd better get the money into the hands of one of
Okay,
these guards.
let's go pay this guard right
As if
here.
Skyrim didn't have enough outsiders. Now we've got mercenaries from
Oh.
Hammerfell strutting about.
That's a funny timing on that. Like, he calls them mercenaries from Hammerfell.
Done. Convince him to stay out of the city while you're at it.
Anyway, he kind of, no, come back here. No! Oh, that's terrible. Anyway, this guy kind of verifies that they are in fact mercenaries. Like, he might be assuming, but I think between Saadia saying they're mercenaries, this guy saying they're mercenaries, and then their leader saying they got hired, I think it's pretty safe to assume they're mercenaries. Alright,
You buy my
let's
way out
tell
of it.
this guy his fine's
Very
been
well.
paid.
Kematu is west of Whiterun. It's an unassuming little cave called Swindler's Den.
Swindler's Den.
You
Okay.
realize,
Alright,
but
what?
that's your problem.
Alright, so before we head out, let's listen to this last interaction here. This all was really funny.
Fine's been paid. Now set me free.
We've like paid this guy's bail. And one of these guards gonna be like, the fuck you say to me, bro?
Sorry, my ears aren't so good. You say something?
I said my fine has been paid. Now let me out.
Reasonable, reasonable.
Right. Oh, look at that. I seem to have lost my key.
Oh, this
Might
fucking
take
guy.
me a while to find
What a
that.
fucking guy.
You just sit tight. I'll get around to it eventually.
Oh my god.
Curse you.
God, this is the A-cabiest of the A-cab guards. The man's fine has been paid. He's free to go, and this guard is just gonna, like, hang out here and let this guy just sit in jail. I just, like, captured this, like, brown, darker-skinned foreigner, and now the Nords are just holding him here after there's no further, like, court obligation. These guards will be right at home in ice. It's like Skyrim ice right here. That's my political commentary of the day. Alright, well, let's head out of Whiterun. I think we're in a good position to go hit the Whiterun Plains and actually go do some questing. Let me save again. Let's take a look and just make sure we got everything. So we're gonna go do, in my time of need, we're gonna go kill Kematu. Then we're gonna go do, not Trouble in Skyrim. We're gonna go do the Halted Stream Bounty. And then in between those two, we're going to go do this fort here, which I think is called Fort Greymoor, because it's got the same name as Greymoor Field. It's like right there on the map. So that'll be a fun way to end the episode, because we'll just like massacre a bunch of bandits in 3 separate camps. Let's see. We are a little hungry, but we can fix that with just a little mammoth tomato stew right here. Yeah, I think we're good on everything else. Alright, let's just like sprint out of here. Our horse is waiting for us at the entrance. Our noble steed, Sergio, aka Friend. He is a friend. Or maybe it's a she. I think it's a she. I think we determined this last time that there's only 2 male horses in vanilla Skyrim, and it's Frost over in Riften. And I think Shadowmere or Shadowmare or whatever, the Dark Brotherhood horse, is also a male, but I think every other horse is a female. There's Vilcus with his 2-handed weapon training, which I would love to use, but I'm fucking broke and have 244 gold, so I guess we're not going to do that. Alright, well, that's okay. We're going to take it out on some bandits. We're going to go rob these bandits. And we'll have more than enough money to get whatever we need. Over at War Maidens to the left, right as I went through the gates, I have Adrian Avenice actually working on a sword for me. I have her working on a silver greatsword that I'm going to pick up next episode, so that way we can eventually do Bleak Falls Barrow. You can do Bleak Falls without a sword, a silver sword, but it's way easier with a silver greatsword. It's just like, makes it much more manageable and much less of a slog. Super pretty skybox, but not as pretty as Sergio. Oh, look at that baby girl. Look at her eyes. What a pretty, pretty girl. Okay, let's get some items on our horse. We don't need to have all these food items on us. I'll just probably use the beef stew. I'll use the tomato soup as well because I have a bunch of those. But I think I'll just probably use beef stew and tomato soup for this first bandit area and then leave the rest for the other bandit areas. Okay, let's head out. Halted Stream Camp is just kind of north of the Whiterun Plains here. Of the bandit camps around here, I think Halted Stream is harder than White River Watch and Redoran's Retreat, but not as hard as Silent Moon's Valtheim and Swindler's Den. So if you're clearing out bandits on your own, this is kind of a good middle difficulty bandit area to clean out as we kind of clip through that wall right there on our horse. The reason Halted Stream is kind of more middle difficulty, and you can kind of see it there, there's some like wooden palisades over at the base of that rocky quarry area. Halted Streams is hard because there is a minimum of 2 bandit mages you fight in there. Sometimes 3 if the leader is a bandit mage. And that can be super scary because it means the final fight against the boss, you're sometimes fighting 2 bandit mages at once. And if you have bad RNG, those bandit mages can have some super scary scrolls and stabs and just like absolutely cause problems for you. Like I've cleared that last room and had one of those assholes summon a frost atronach and the other one summon a flame atronach, so that was really horrible. Oh, this fucking wolf is gonna attack my horse. No! Don't attack my baby! No! Stop! Go away! No! Jesus Christ, fucking wolves. Ooh, you know what I'm gonna use? I'm gonna use my healing spell I can't cast. I'll just take my armor off. Oh my god, I can't even cast it with my armor off. What a fucking scam! Oh god, I got fucking had by that guy. Oh, that's super funny. That guy's like, huh, this fucking dumb Dunmer lady is gonna buy a spell she probably is not even smart enough to cast. And it's like, aw, yeah, you're right. Oh god, I am so scammed. I am self-scammed. This is terrible. Alright, well, let's get the healing aura up at least. God, what a bummer. Okay, let's get ready for this fight. So the courtyard up here, the strategy for this courtyard, we really just want to be careful of the bandit mage and then kind of take down archers and kind of work our way towards that bandit mage. And as soon as the mage presents themselves, we'll go for the kill on them. I just made a quick stamina regeneration potion. I think did I save recently? I don't remember. I'm just gonna save again. So anyway, we're just gonna prioritize the bandit mage. I recommend if you're doing this, like, be a little bit more cautious than I'm gonna be here. Like, I'm gonna kind of like charge into here and not be super cautious, but I recommend being a little bit more careful. So that guy up there is the bandit mage. You can often tell a bandit mage because they're lightly armored, like very, very lightly armored, typically with a one-handed weapon and no shield, and no ranged weapon. So that would be the second guy on that ramp. Then it looks like there's a guy there. There's someone chopping wood. Someone climbing up the stairs at the back. So it looks like 4 of them total. What I'm going to do though is, just, like I said, just kind of rampage in here. Because I'm kind of at the phase of the game. Check my hotkeys. Where I can just kind of charge around. And oh shit. There's the fucking bandit mage. These guys have already seen me. Jesus Christ. I'm going to try to just charge down this bandit. Actually, this guy's kind of exposed. He went beyond the walls. We're just gonna kill that guy really quickly. If these guys come out, I'm gonna actually stay here with them because these walls will give me some natural cover. See if we can get these guys on a rear power attack. That guy was so fucking scrawny. We just fucking killed him. Sideways power attack. Finish her off. God, this guy was so fucking weak and feeble that even though he was blocking, our sideways power attack just immediately killed him. Where's the other person? This dude is straight up about to shoot me in the face with an arrow, I can already tell. Where are you at, buddy?
Tell you what, you start running so I can stab you in the back.
Where the fuck is this guy? Oh, he's over here. God, how the fuck did you miss that, bro? Goodbye. Oh my god, he's still alive. What the fuck? I don't know how that guy survived the power attack. My stamina must be super low. Let me take a look. God, it's not even that low. I'm really surprised that guy survived that power attack. Alright, well that was a pretty clean and easy fight. So that time, I just like identified that these people had left the safety of the walls, so I just decided to fight them out here, where it'd be easier to avoid enemy archers. And then for this fucking idiot, I just let him walk straight into a rear power attack, and he was so badly armored here, like he literally doesn't have a shirt. Like, look at this fucking weakling. God, his like arm is as thick as Taniesi's fucking ankle. Sorry, bro. Anyway, he just died immediately, even though he blocked the power attack. And then this lady here, a little bit sturdier, but we got her on that side power attack that we talked about last time, where we kind of cut out and then cut in at the last second. Where's my horsey? Come back here, Sergio. We cut out and cut back in at the last second. Closing off the opportunity for her to bash interrupt us, and then killing her with the follow-up slash after she was staggered from the power attack. I don't know why I fucking can't cast mage armor. I really thought, like, last episode I was able to cast this even with heavy armor on, so this is kind of a serious bummer. Maybe I'm just totally making that up, but I really thought I was able to cast this. I don't know what the fuck. I wonder if it's because this armor is heavier. Like, maybe last episode I was able to do this because I had the steel plate cuirass, and now that I have the Nordic cuirass, I'm not able to. I I don't know. This is really annoying. Okay, well, whatever. We're just gonna take it off and cast it. This is terrible. It's one of the problems with playing a Spellblade. Whenever you play a Spellblade, you're always kind of like strapped for magicka in the early game. It sounds like one person over here. I don't know. I don't know why I'm being so cautious. I'm just gonna charge these people and murder them. Alright, bro, you and me. Power attack city! That did not go so well for that guy. I don't recommend generally charging at people with power attacks like that. It's like a little aggressive. But like I said, we've kind of reached that phase in the game, at least the early game, where our character is so beefy and hits so hard that I'm just not super worried about these like kind of random lone bandits. I am a little bit more worried about the bandits back here though. So what we're gonna do is sneak down here and turn our lantern off. And then I want to scout and assess if the bandit leader here is a mage. Because if they are a mage, I'm going to have to tackle this fight a little bit differently. But if they're not a mage, then I'll kind of stick with the standard approach. Kind of hear the other bandits chatting down there, carving up some dead mammoth. Be a little careful here. Okay, so there's the leader. It looks like he's an archer. So I'm not going to worry about him. I'm going to go to the middle area where there is a Dunmer. I don't know if she's a Dunmer always. Like, there's a mage lady down here. And that's the first person we're going to kill. So I'm just going to jump over this wall and just try to kill the mage as quickly as possible. Let's fucking go! Oh my god, she's like tactically retreated up here. Jesus Christ, fucking chain lightning. Oh my god. Okay, back up, back up. We're really injured. Okay, need to kill this lady really quickly. Eee! Okay. Move, 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 move. Pop another health potion. God, this fucking guy was not in fact an archer. He was in fact a mage. Come on, dude, let's go. I killed your boss, now I'm gonna kill you. Get the bash, and finish that guy off. Jesus Christ, that was super, super scary. Okay, alright, so let's talk about what happened here. So I decided to prioritize this lady first, because this is the mage. But this lady, I don't know, the AI was just super smart in this fight. She retreated up to there when I was leaping over this wall. And then she and her boss right here just opened up on me with magic. God, this guy was an archer too. He's just an archer who also happened to have a fucking staff of chain lightning. So he zapped me with this at least once, probably twice, because you saw that my screen was really blurry. And chain lightning is by far the scariest spell you can encounter in the early game. It's basically impossible to dodge, it does a flat 80 damage, and it kills you super, super quickly. And Dunmer have no innate resistance to it. Whew, I am really glad I'm alive. That was a scary, scary fight. Anyway, so I had to prioritize this guy because I saw that his staff was illuminated with electricity. And then I also saw that after he blasted it, or not saw, I heard that like distinctive sound of chain lightning, which is like a much deeper zap than a lightning bolt. Ooh, that was super, super close. That could have been a real disaster. Kind of underscores though in a Dead is Dead run that you have to sometimes pivot your plans when the AI finally gets smart. Back in episode 1 when we were clearing out Fort, what is it, Neugrad down here? Or yeah, Fort Neugrad right here. I talked about how that bandit in the middle of the courtyard sometimes has a staff of chain lightning, and I was like worried we were going to eventually see it, and sure enough, there it fucking is. I'm going to loot this while I talk a little bit. Lots of loot in here. Overall, kind of a very satisfying fight, and like definitely made good use of our hotkeyed restore health potion and restore stamina potion to like stay in that fight and not immediately die. But if we had Ned Beef Stew there, we definitely could have died. So really underscores the importance of having Beef Stew on you. I'm probably not going to use the Staff of Chain Lightning because I tend not to use staves on my Spellblades, but I might hang on to it just in case we end up needing some ranged attacks. So yeah, like I said, if you're doing Halted Streams, that right there is exactly why Halted Streams can be a difficult dungeon, even in the later part of the early game. or at least a difficult bandit camp. Because you can run into these guys who are just like well equipped and ready to fuck you up. Also, like 2 mages in this room. That's brutal as a level 1 character. Imagine doing this like if you were like level 1 through 5 and both of those people are blasting you with spells, you would die super fast. Loot wise, I'm gonna grab these mammoth tusks. Mammoth tusks are really good alchemy ingredients. We can convert them to powdered mammoth tusk. And powdered mammoth tusk creates a really powerful stamina potion, so I'll hang on to those. And then I'll keep one of them in my inventory because some quests need you to give someone a mammoth tusk. There's a scale armor book here as well, but I'm not going to worry about it. Whew, okay, that was a difficult fight. You could loot more here. There's like a back door that leads to a spike pit where there's some dead merchants and travelers, and there's some gold back there. But in the interest of time, I'm just going to keep moving. So yeah, if you ever run into bandits that have those kind of like heavy staff artillery in their arsenal, you just gotta react quickly and prioritize those people. It's also really important to identify the visual cues and the audio cues that indicate that you're fighting higher level magic, because it's easy to mistake chain lightning for lightning bolt, and lightning bolt's not as scary. It only does like 40 damage, and typically they only have a few blasts of it before they're out of scrolls. But I identified that that was chain lightning, and much scarier. Definitely something we have to respond to immediately or it's gonna kill us. So yeah, I recommend not doing halted streams right away for that very reason. Oh my god, I totally just triggered this. Let's pick these last 2 chests right here, and I am gonna actually pick these locks because I would love to level this character up by the time we fight the Alakir warriors. And she's like sort of close, so if I pick these chests, I think I'll be able to get there. There's a perk that I want for fighting the Alakir warriors, which is the next perk in the block tree, because blocking is so important against the Alakir. There's a lot of attacks that they do that are just like very fast and in very close quarters, and if you're not blocking those, you're probably gonna die. Okay, let's say goodbye to Halted Streams and the like magical bandit lightning artillery person there. And let's go over here and take it out on his buddies by fighting some of the bandits over at Fort Greymoor, which you can see in the distance there. It's that castle with all the little lights in the windows. This is one of those like bandit forts that dot the landscape of Skyrim. Some of these forts you cannot clear at a low level because they don't have bandits, they have mages, and those are super scary. Stay away from them. I think the scariest fort like that, I forget the name of the fort, but it's the one that's right here in Riften. The mages here do not fuck around. They all have like dual casted fireballs and chain lightning spells. It's totally miserable to even travel near that place. I've lost the Dead is Dead run just by riding my horse next to that castle when one of those over aggressive mages just like zapped and killed me in a single salvo. Oh, it's the Headless Horseman just like teleporting into the what just happened there? Oh my god. Oh, it was wild. The Headless Horseman just went to like, you know, fucking Ford Formula 1 racing speed and just like zapped into the distance. It was a wild buggy run. We had like Saadia with the pot. Now we have this horse. Hopefully our fights aren't buggy. God, that's a good reminder to save the game. Anyway, so bandit forts. This one's just got bandits inside, but you just gotta be a little careful because sometimes these bandit forts don't have bandits, they have mages, and you do not want to be fighting mages under level 10. Like, not the mages, at least, that occupy the forts, because those mages do not play around. They're very, very scary. Alright, let's leave our horse here. I feel like anytime I leave my horse around here, fucking wolves attack her, so... double check our buffs. We're still good on beef stew, still good on tomato soup, and still good on healing aura on mammoth tomato stew. Okay. Of course, I still can't fucking cast mage armor. Feels weird to cast mage armor in front of this guy, like taking off my armor and getting naked and this dude's just staring at me, so I'm not gonna do that. It feels really cheesy. Let's check our hotkeys though. Okay, that was good. Alright, let's go work our way through Fort Greymoor. Typically there aren't mages in the Fort Greymoor courtyard. Oh my god, I'm like stuck on the stairs. Oh my god, I can't reach this guy. Oh, it was really terrible. I got stuck on the stairs, and then I got stuck on the wall. Typically there's no mages though in this courtyard, it's just archers and a few melee people, so we just gotta like quickly assess. So there's a guy right there, but I heard an archer up there, so I'm gonna deal with that person first. Oh motherfucker, there is a mage right there. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's pop a stamina potion, let's hunt down the mage. He's super overextended, so now he's dead. Oh boy, she's overextended, so now she's dead. Her head just went fucking flying off the ramparts. Let's pop a potion. I didn't take too much damage, so I'll just use a crude potion here. Jesus Christ. Crossbows hit really fucking hard. That was a nasty stagger on that crossbow. Let's move around the ramparts here, use this as cover, and hunt down these archers. I don't know where the second one is. Oh, there's one there. Ooh, this guy's got rapid reload. Oh, shit. Come on, get the knockdown. I didn't get the knockdown. Jesus Christ. That dude in elven armor had rapid reload. I'm gonna pop another crude potion here because we've just taken a ton of arrows at this point. Finish this lady off though with a power attack. Blood everywhere. Blood. Look at all that blood. Whew. Okay. Kind of a scary clear right there. There was a mage, which was really surprising. And then there was also kind of like a bandit lieutenant here who had the rapid reload perk for the crossbow, and you could see that he was reloading way faster than the average bandit that we would typically come across. Let's get our horsey here before she gets attacked by wolves. Honestly, in hindsight, I probably should not have prioritized that bandit mage because it looked like he was out of spells by the time I killed him. And I ended up eating a ton of like arrows. I don't know how my horse got into the ramparts, but that's okay. We're not going to ask too many questions. I ended up eating a ton of arrows and bolts, just like clearing the gap on those people. I kind of thought they were somewhere else though. I got a little disoriented about where exactly they were. It's kind of a good reminder about like as you're clearing out these bandit forts, I really recommend not doing it at night because the bandits can see you a lot better than you can see them. But we had some good kind of power attack identifications here. Like we identified that this person power attacked, and then because he was lightly armored, I didn't even bother with a power attack of my own. I just slashed and killed him. And this lady power attacked heavier armor, so I did use a power attack to counter and kill her. I think this archer I just slashed and killed. Okay, there's one or two more enemies that tend to hang out down here. There's like one up there and one over here. It's also just like good practice before you head into the next area of a bandit fort. Just like clear out the rest of what's around you. Just so that way if you come out of the bandit fort and you're already at low HP, that there's not some bandit that's waiting for you to bushwhack you. Looks like no one's up there. And we'll go down here and deal with this last guy. I think I heard him draw his weapon. I heard like a noise that sounded like a sword getting unsheathed. We're running a little low on stamina potions. I might make some. Oh, fuck yeah, he's got a great sword. Alright, we're gonna do the anime thing. We're gonna charge at this guy and we're both gonna do power attacks. And may the strongest combatant win. Here we go. Let's fucking go! Oh, fuck yeah, bitches! That was amazing! I love the power attack standoff and his head is just fucking rolling. Whoa, look at that. Oh my god. Goodbye. That was grisly. Oh, I'm in a gross mood today. For the record, I do not recommend doing that power attack charging exchange thing. Like, that's a great way for your character to die in a dead is dead run. It's like the run is going really well and then your character is just like, oh, I'm gonna get really cocky and just like do something really stupid here. I've definitely lost a run that way. Like, not a lot of runs. I think just one run that I remember. Where I did that with a guy who had a warhammer. And I mistimed it, and he just hit me with the power attack and just immediately killed me. And I was like, well, I super deserved that. Alright, Okay, let's leave these arrows. This steel arrow in my inventory is like the one that Tani pulled out of her body that one of these people shot her with. And then I'll just leave the steel arrow here. This is a souvenir. Okay, let's head into the fort and clear this out. I'm not loving my stamina potion situation. I'm gonna quickly make a few more stamina potions. Oops, wrong button. Because I think we're a little bit low. Let's use powdered mountain or powdered mammoth tusk. Geez, do I not have any other ingredients for stamina potions? Huh. I kinda don't. I don't have any honeycomb, and I don't have any purple mountain flower. Well, okay, I guess we're not gonna do that. Alright, fuck it. We're just gonna use these crude potions then. Hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me. Alright, let's go kill the bandits inside Fort Greymoor. You can clear out the dungeon first, but I like ending with the dungeon, and then clearing out the main keep before I do that. It's just totally preference, though. Okay. Oh, shit, the bandit right there, and he's a fucking mage. Ah! Away! Let's charge this guy down. Jesus fucking Christ, I hate these fucking mages. He actually missed, though. He actually missed with his spells. Okay, we got these two guys coming. We gotta watch out we don't get flanked. That dude's super overextended, and so is that moron right there. Jesus, there's a lot of bandits here. Let's pop a crude potion. Let's rope-a-dope these guys this way, and let's run around the side here. Oh, Jesus Christ! Okay. Oh my god. Okay, let's get a health potion going. Let's cut over here. This guy's overextended. Let's kill him. Get the block there. Kill that guy. Get the blocks. Keep moving. I think we're okay on health, but let's run and reset. Let's use a health decent potion here. Only reason we're alive right now is because we got a lot of those blocks right here. Come on, buddy. This dude's really fucking beefy. That guy's dead. That guy's running away. And now there's this guy right here. I can't tell if this guy's fighting me or... Okay, he is fighting me. Okay, that guy's dead. Let's hunt down this last guy. God, that was... Did I hear someone slamming their shield? There might be another person that's trying to fight me, but for now, let's just go hunt this guy down. I'm super low on stamina. Let's pop a crude potion here. So there is another guy who's still alive. God, there were a lot of fucking bandits that spawned in here. We'll talk about how I survived some of that. Let's see if this guy... I should power attack him there. We can get a side power attack and finish him off this way. I don't know how I missed that. Just like whiffed right past him. Whew! Okay, that was super fucking difficult. As far as like early game bandit fights go. Typically there's only like 4 bandits in this area. But I think we fought like 1, 2, 3, 4. There were like 8 or 9 bandits here. I was definitely not expecting that. Okay, so let's talk about how we survived that, because we took a bunch of hits there. One of the reasons we survived that is because you noticed there were a few points where I like realized I was about to get absolutely blitzed by those bandits. So I just turned and faced and blocked them. And judicious use of blocking is definitely something you have to master as a heavy armored character, because there's times you don't want to block and you just want to use the natural damage mitigation of your heavy armor plus the natural... Ooh, we leveled up. Actually opening this up to show you a perk, but if we leveled up, that's good too. Let's get health, and let's get the block perk here. Anyway, natural damage mitigation of Relentless Onslaught, which says if you're in full heavy armor, you deflect 80% of melee damage. So that's helpful too, but there's times where you just really need to like hunker down and block some enemy attacks, and I got really kind of stuck by that door there when I was flanking those archers and had killed the first one, but then the enemies caught up to me and just started coming in really, really hot with a series of like charging power attacks. And that could have been super bad, but I had my block up in time and I was able to mitigate a lot of that damage before I got out of there. And then there was another time, I think this guy clipped me with his axe, but I was sprinting as he clipped me. Look how this like lady right here who's like taking care of this castle. The bandits leave her alone. They just let her do her thing, and she just like went to bed after I murdered all of them. She's like, yeah, that's pretty much any given Tuesday over here. Anyway, she actually comes up in another quest line. I'm not going to give any spoilers about that, but there's another faction quest where she comes up in. Anyway, this was, I think in hindsight, it was a bad idea to try to fight these guys near the door, because I ended up boxing myself in here, and like, this is my blood. Ended up working out, though. I think the reason it ended up working out, though, was because of those blocks. The other thing that was really helpful is early on in the fight, like right around here, there were a few of these guys who overextended with power attacks. And I identified that and was able to pick those people off before the huge horde descended on me. Because if I had not killed those guys early, I definitely could have been boxed in. Like, imagine if these 3 guys, or even just these 2 guys, weren't alive, or weren't dead, and I was over there with everyone surrounding me. Like, I easily could have gotten stuck there. Overall, super scary fight. In some regards, that was a little bit harder than Waldheim. Not because it was, like, objectively more difficult, but because I totally wasn't expecting it. So I was expecting to fight, like, 1 bandit here, maybe 1 over there, and then maybe 2 there. So, like, 4 total. And we ended up fighting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8 or 9 bandits total. So I was just sort of, like, not expecting that, but we pivoted and managed to handle that. Let's go up here and grab a little bit of loot before heading downstairs to deal with the last bandits in Fort Greymoor. Definitely earned this loot too, jeez. As a quick note about the level up, I grabbed the second block perk here, Strong Grip, because this is going to be really effective against the Alakir. There's like a dead Imperial here, and Tani is just like, huh, well, your loss, my gain. I'll get some slaughterfish scales too. In Wildlander, some of these taxidermy displays you can actually grab for alchemy ingredients, though apparently you can't do it with this one. What the fuck? Oh, it's weird. It's supposed to work. Maybe this saber cat works? Yoink. I took his eyeballs. Blah, eyes. There's also a skill book here for light armor, but I'm not going to worry about that. So if you're an alchemist and you're clearing out areas, don't forget to check the taxidermy displays for items that you can use for alchemy. Alright, last area of Fort Greymoor here. I feel like... I don't know, I feel like there's probably going to be more enemies down here. Like, at this point in time, we should just assume that this fort is just fucking swarming with bandits. So I'm gonna just hotkey... hotkey my health remarkable and my stamina crude. I think that's probably good. I'm just gonna sneak a little closer too to see if we can get the drop on these people. Looks like someone's coming up the stairs over here. I feel like right around the corner. Let's see if we can get the jump on them.
Is someone there?
Darn it, it was too close. I heard him, but I just like didn't get the timing right. Jesus Christ, I'm just like not paying attention, just like getting smacked by a sword. Okay, buddy. It's really aggressive Dunmer. Yeah, whatever, dude. Get fucking wrecked. What an asshole. Okay, let's keep working this down. That was super, super sloppy. We just got like slashed by him, we got bashed by him, and Tani's like, alright, dude, whatever. And then just like power attacked him and broke his arm. Maybe there aren't more than 3 bandits down here, but there's definitely 3 bandits, and one of these bandits is a bandit mage, so we have to be careful. Oh hell, this guy's gonna see me.
You picked a bad time.
At least this person's got a 2-handed weapon, so it's probably pretty easy to kill. It's just like didn't end so well for him. Alright, last enemy in here is a bandit mage. It's down this hall over here. This can be a really hard enemy to kill if you just charge down this hall and they see or hear you, because then by the time you reach the corner, they'll blast you with spells. And if they don't have good spells, it's not the end of the world, but if they have a dangerous spell like fucking chain lightning or ice storm or something, you can get killed before you reach this person. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this damage health potion, just pre-poison my weapon. Just to guarantee that I kill this person in one hit. I may have heard 2 of them. It's a little hard to tell. Hard to tell if that's 1 or 2. I heard someone talking. I'm just gonna run around and try to figure out if there's 2 of them, I'm gonna prioritize the mage. If there's 1 of them, then we'll just kill that one. Or just 1. Oh, nice and easy kill. Got hit with the ice shard, but that's not the end of the world. Okay, so Fort Greymoor is officially cleared out. Ooh, nice little Atronach Forge recipe here. So we'll just grab all that. I'm also gonna quickly draw blood from this troll and then harvest the troll ingredients. My character's tired. Only slightly tired though. If I was playing on my own, I would pick the locks here, but I feel like this episode's already pretty long, so I'm not going to worry about that, so I'm just going to head out. But from looting that troll and harvesting the ingredients and drawing the blood, now I have some troll blood in my inventory, and I can merge that with the troll fat ingredient here to make a poison. So I will do that before I leave, and then we'll head out. We also got 2 animal bone larges from the troll, which is really nice because we're going to make some engraved bones of Hircine. And those will be really helpful for fighting the Alakir warriors at the end when we go to Swindler's Den. Overall, though, that was definitely like a pretty fun clear of Fort Greymoor. Oh my god, my character just ran out of beef stew, so now she's encumbered. We have a bunch of potions though, so it's not a big deal. Anyway, overall, very fun clear of Fort Greymoor. Much more difficult than I thought that was going to be, which was kind of a pleasant surprise. I feel like sometimes you can kind of get complacent and just sort of assume that you know where all the enemies are. And that's one reason I like that more spawns randomized mod, because without that mod, all these bandits wouldn't have spawned, and that would have been a much easier fight. But with that mod, we got to have a really challenging and rewarding surprise fight there. Now it's like a beautiful morning, so I am very pleased with how that went. And now we can end the episode by doing Swindler's Den and killing the Alakir warriors. And we'll kind of wrap up the In My Time of Need quest as well. Get some of these items on our horse, just to like limit some of our carry weight here. I'll grab these purple mountain flowers too. I just picked up this random hammer. It's actually okay though. We'll use the hammer later. The hammer can be used with some like enchanting items that we find around, so I'll hang on to that for later. Let's reapply our healing aura here. I'm so bummed that like our armor is preventing us from casting spells. Like, I thought we'd be fine, but I guess we're just like not doing well on Magicka. Now let's head over to Swindler's Den. Actually, I should probably save because I haven't saved since before that fort. So Swindler's Den is going to be kind of a mix of all of the things that we've done so far. It's, you know, it's a bandit area. It's got a big mix of archers and melee people. It's got 1 or 2 mages. It's divided up over, I think, like 3 rooms. And the bandit section of the fight is fun. It's kind of hectic, but it's not super difficult. Although, if you know, who knows, if like twice as many bandits spawn, that can always be difficult, as we just saw in Fort Greymoor. But then after that, that's when we fight the Alakir warriors. And the Alakir warriors... There's like a random horse here. It's funny, these are like these random events. You can definitely... Like, what the fuck? Did somebody just attack me? I don't know what that noise was. Oh, this fucking lady attacked me. Jesus. Okay. Easy there, lady. Oh my god, why are you fighting me? Go away.
You'd be so much easier to rob when you're...
Why are you trying to rob me? I'm just like riding around here. Are there other bandits? There's just that one. Oh my god, there's another fucking bandit. Let's use our stamina potion to just run this fucking lady down as she shoots us full of arrows. Do a quick cut at the end there. Oh my god. What is with these people? I'm just like minding my own business and these ladies just gotta come and try to kill me. God, they actually dealt a decent amount of damage too. That would have been a really sad way to die. These fucking skooma addicts just jumping me out in the world. It's funny, I should have known that was going to happen because I saw that guy with his horse and he is a merchant. And in fact, now that we've saved him, we can sell stuff to him. / buy stuff from him.
I thought I was a gunner.
We can also rob this guy. But I don't think we're quite there in Tanny's arc yet, where she's just like robbing random people on the road. But I'll sell a few just like cruddy items here. He doesn't have a lot of gold anyway. I don't know where all these potions came from. Yeah, that's good enough. Doesn't have a lot of great items. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that.
Good day.
Bye! Alright, like I said, maybe a later point in Tanny's arc we'll end up robbing guys like that. A little bit of murder robbery. But for now I don't think that's our vibe. Back to Swindler's Den. Before this crazy bandit interruption. We've fought a lot of fucking bandits out here. The Whiterun plains are just hopping right now. There's just bandits everywhere. So the end of Swindler's Den is when we'll fight Kematu and the Alakir warriors. And that fight is definitely much harder. There's ways to make it a little easier, like luring them into tight hallways and stuff like that, but it's just an inherently difficult fight unless you're really, really cheesing it. Because even in tight hallways, sometimes they'll find gaps and power attack you right past their friend. And if they power attack you, particularly if Kematu power attacks you, even with good armor, he can kill you really quickly because he has a lot of perks and a ton of armor penetration, even on his slashing scimitars. He also attacks really quickly. So Swindler's Den definitely has two elements that make the combat here a little bit more difficult. But I don't think the bandits section will be too much more difficult than anything we've already faced. But let's definitely use our beef stew, our chicken dumpling, our lavender honey dumpling. Like, we're just going to use basically all of our food items to clear this out. Especially because it's the last fight of the episode. We'll just nom all this down here and just work our way through. Ooh, let's also use our Bones of Hearsine to give us a little bit of extra stamina. There's only a 70% chance these work, so hopefully one of them works. Oh no, it didn't work. Okay, let's try again. Please work, please work. Yay, it worked. Oh, I was going to be so upset if that didn't work. It's definitely harder fighting Kematu if you don't have that. What is this guy doing? Bro, you need to make up your mind. Alright, whatever, dude.
Come here.
Okay, well, he's actually very tanky. Not very smart, though. That sword power attack, unless it's like the Ebony Warrior doing it, is really easy to dodge. Its reach is just like very low. Alright, let's head into Swindler's Den now that we dealt with the sentry here. I'm gonna kind of just like smash through this pretty quickly. I'm not going to be particularly tactical about this, and I think that's okay. But I will make another stamina regeneration potion, just because this build is very stamina intensive and we're still in the early game. We still don't have as many perks as we need to really offset the stamina issue. Charge! Okay, we got a melee dude, we got an archer. Yikes, don't want to run into that. Archer is blind though and totally missed us. Come on, buddy. Aw, he got us. Nice work, dude. There's some loot in here, but I'm not going to worry about this. I'll loot this at the end of the episode. Okay, I see some people coming. I don't want to just charge down this tunnel, because if there's a mage down there, that could be a big problem for me. So I'll like let this guy come to me. Oh, I love the fucking beheadings. Okay, let's keep working through. 4 of them down. Health is still looking good. Let's pop the Fortify Health Regeneration Crude Potion just to give us a little bit more sustaining power. And then for our health potions, let's use the Great Health Potion and not the Remarkable just yet, because I doubt we're going to need the Remarkable. Charge! Let's pop a little Stamina Potion preemptively as we run into this room. Oh boy. Definitely run down this crossbowman. I heard that there's a mage. She's dead. This lady's got plate armor, so she's going to be really hard to kill. I don't want to fight these people. Oh, I really don't want to get stuck in that tunnel, though. There's a nice little block there.
I'll show you a real fight.
Overextension. Let's kill that. Ah, shit, he's too far away. Corner cut. Ah, darn it. I don't know how I missed her, even though I corner cut on her. There's a crossbowman over there. Let's cut over here so these guys are behind us. Let's run down the crossbowman. We'll use another crude stamina potion to do that. Oh my god. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is really bad. Turn around. Let's face her. I'm trying to block that too, or bash that too early. Ooh, getting a little beat up here. Let's use a crude health potion. Let's finish off this lady here. Send her head just fucking bouncing down the hall. I don't know what this guy is doing. Let's just finish him off with a power attack. He tried to bash, but he got the timing all wrong. Where the fuck is the survivor? I hear him, but I don't see him. Just like a little pile of corpses back there. I could have sworn... Oh, it's this guy here. Where are you going? We killed him with the fucking knockdown. Oh god. Alright, let's just like quickly loot these people to see if there's any loot in here that would help us fight Kematu, and then we'll go over to Kematu. Like I said, I'll loot all this later. Okay, looks like nothing super great here. Okay, let's, now that we killed all the bandits here, a little bit sloppy, but in my defense, I'm trying to breeze through the rest of this episode so we can just go fight Kematu. So, Kematu. Kematu is the boss, and he has 6 Alakir warriors with him. The sort of easiest way to fight him is to like turn these traps back on and lure these people back this way, and then just kind of like fight them in these narrow hallways. Kite them with some ranged weapons. You can totally do that. It's a legitimate way to kill them. It's not really my preferred play style, but like you can totally make it work. I will say though that if you do it that way, you just gotta be careful that they don't catch up to you because they're pretty fast because they have light armor. I also recommend that as soon as Kematu starts speaking, you quickly move out of that waterfall. Otherwise, he initiates the conversation here, and this is not the angle that you want to fight this guy at. You want to fight him while you're up here. So 6 Alakir warrior plus Kematu. The Alakir warrior themselves, let me pull them up in the console here. They're level 30. They have really good equipment too. They have like all of this enchanted gear. They have extra damage on their weapons. They have extra armor. They have extra stamina. So they're just like pretty scary. They also are pretty stacked on perks. So even the basic one right here has, let me go up actually, has kind of the like armor attack or power attack penetration perks here. Actually, I thought these guys had more perks. I guess they don't have as many as I thought. And then Kematu, obviously, he's the boss and has the most perks here. So he's level 35. Better equipment. But more importantly, he has better perks on him. Particularly 2 ranks in Flurry right here. So he just attacks substantially faster. And then he also has more penetration on his weapons. So scary guy. Alakir warriors are pretty scary too. Just because I don't find it particularly fun to like lure them back and fight them in those narrow areas, I'm just gonna fight them out here because I think it's a little bit more fun to fight them in this open room, and I think there's ways you can exploit their combat style. So let's go talk to Kematu. The easiest way to kill Kematu, you can honestly just kill him right here. He won't stop you, and then his friends will attack you. And then right at the end of the dialogue, you can end the dialogue early and kill him. But I think that's kind of cheesy. I like actually fighting these guys. So as soon as this battle starts, I'm just going to run down there and let them come to me and then actually fight them and kind of run around, and we'll have a nice duel. But first let's talk to him and see what he has to say about Saadia.
Stay your hand, warrior. It's no secret
Like
why
he's
you're here,
pretty respectful.
and you have proven your skill in combat.
Okay,
Let us
let's
talk about
break this down.
and no
So
one
we're
else
gonna
needs to die.
kind of
I
learn a
think we
little
can
bit
all
now about
profit
what
from the situation
actually
in which we
happened
find
with Saadia
ourselves. My men will
and
not
why
attack
these
you.
people are
They will lower
actually
your
after her.
weapons.
And we'll just kind of get that information right now before doing anything else. I feel like the other dialogue option is the one you're supposed to click on, but
She sold the city out to the Aldmeri
okay.
Dominion. Were it not for her betrayal, Tanith could have
That's a
held
much
its
more
ground in the
serious
war.
crime.
The other noble houses discovered her betrayal, and she fled.
Okay,
brought back alive.
well,
The
that makes
resistance
a lot
against the
more
Dominion
sense.
is alive and well in Hammerfell. and
Yeah,
they
this
want
just makes so
justice.
much more sense, because like he's historically correct. The resistance is alive and well. They are actively fighting the Thalmor and the Aldmeri Dominion. Plus, there's no reason the Thalmor would spend thousands of gold to send these 2 or these 7 people to track her down across the entire continent just for like speaking out against them. but the Hammerfell nobles would definitely hunt her down for betraying an entire city, so his story is so much more plausible and also makes sense from a historical context. So he's also very confident when he tells you. He's not hemming and hawing or qualifying his responses, he just tells you straight up.
Of course.
And then
Senpai, what
this
is it
kind
that
of
she's calling
response
herself
here,
these days? Shazra?
like, kind of
Saadia?
indicates
What
that he
of
has
those?
more knowledge about
Did she
her.
appeal to your sense of honor? Your greed?
It's like,
A more base need?
it's like accusing us of, like,
It doesn't
getting
matter.
seduced by
No
her.
doubt she's convinced you that she's the victim. But do you know why we pursue her?
We kind of already know because we kind of click those options out of order, but like we can click this option here and get a little bit more information, and he'll kind of like even further double down on this answer.
Assassins?
I also
No,
like that during this
nothing
answer
so
he talks about
crass.
how the other
Saadia,
noble
as you
houses
know,
are hunting her
is
down,
wanted by
which
the
kind of
noble
confirms
houses
a
of
piece of
Taniesi for
Saadia's story
treason.
that she is herself
We
a
were
noble
hired
and
to
the
see her
other
return to
houses
Hammerfell
are
for her
hunting her.
crimes. You can help us with that. And make sure no one else gets hurt.
Yeah, well, I don't care about that last piece here. Okay, so we can click this so what do you want me to do option here, and then like start working for Kematu, and then we can go back to Whiterun, lure Saadia out of the city. Let me actually just pull this console up here so I can pause the game. Deselect Kematu as well. So we can betray Saadia and lure her out of Whiterun and give her to Kematu, or we can double cross Kematu when he's alone, which is an option if you're struggling to fight all 7 of these guys at once, but Tani has no time for any of this nonsense. She got hired to do a job, which was to kill these 7 morons. And now that she's actually seen them, and the option is work with them and maybe get a small cut of this bounty, or murder these 7 idiots, steal all their loot, and then also have Saadia pay her, that seems like a way better option for Tani. Even if we ignore the fact that Tani is bloodthirsty and just wants to kill people. And so is her player. So ignoring those 2 pieces there entirely, the play for Tani is definitely going to be to kill these people, but I think it's an interesting roleplay question that you have to square with on your run. It's like, do you help Saadia, maybe because you're also a criminal, because you have some sympathy for her situation, or do you help the Alakir because maybe you're anti-Thalmor or more of like a justice and law-oriented character? Obviously, Tani is not the latter category. She is just a bloodthirsty killer, and she sees these 7 people with some fantastic loot. So she's going to be
I'd
straight
hoped
up
we could
about
work
it,
something
though.
out, that
You
you
need to
would
beat
see
around the
reason,
bush. Give
that
these
we could
people a
avoid
fair
having
heads
to
up that
kill
she's
you.
about to murder all of them.
Very well then.
More cinematic
If that's
that
the way
way.
you want to play it, we will.
Okay, let's do
Never
this.
should have come here.
I'm gonna come down here and pop a bunch of potions. Oh boy. And then we're gonna run past these guys. I really do not want to get cornered here. Okay, so far we're okay. We have to be really careful about Kematu and his fucking power attack, which is super fucking scary. If we can bash interrupt it, we will. Got a slash there. Alright. Okay, we got Kematu. We dodged his power attack, and we got the bash interruption. Let's kill this guy while he's isolated. Ah, darn it, he got the bash. Nice work, buddy. Nice work. Let's run past these guys, reposition, pop a health and a stamina potion. I'm also going to pop an armor rating potion, because this is going to be a messy fight. Let's keep moving. Oh, hell, I fell. Darn it. Kind of wanted to go back the other way. Alright, dude, let's go. Let's go. Killed that guy with the power attack. They're very good with their bashes. They're like very aggressive, so they can kind of defend each other. Okay, don't want to be standing here. We gotta move. Let's keep moving. Let's pop the stamina and the health potion as well, because I'm not sure what our health is because we don't have a HUD up. Kill that guy with a power attack. That guy's overextended, but I had to block it, so I wasn't ready to capitalize. Let's kill that guy after he's overextended. See if one of these guys does a power attack and we can finish him off. Get that guy with the bash. Oh, his buddies protected him. Try again. Finish that guy with the bash. Last 2. Let's bring him down here. See if we can get this guy with the power attack. Ah, darn it, I had the wrong timing on that. Ah, darn it, I missed the timing on that one too. Get the follow-up slash. Alright, buddy, you and me. Let's fucking go. Ooh, we got a real duel here. We're really going at it. Okay, what a fucking fun fight. Ah, love fighting these guys. Super, super fun. Oh, we did it. How's our health? Health's pretty good. Okay, and that is the Alakir warrior battle. So like I said, you can lure them to these narrow tunnels, but I think that the way that I fought them there was way, way more fun and engaging. Kematu, we had some nice maneuvering to like not get caught in his power attack or anything like that. And now the reward for killing these guys, we get all these really awesome items. The item that's most valuable on Kematu is this armor rating squire necklace, which we'll definitely wear going into the next episode. I always like to take Kematu's scimitars as trophies as well. Just like leave the poor guy naked on the floor. Tani doesn't give a shit about that. Then we'll also loot all these people that are lying dead around here. And then after I'm done recording, I will loot this area and just like loot everything around Swindler's Den, because there's a ton of loot here that I didn't grab. Then I'll head back to Whiterun. I will sell all the items in Whiterun. I'll probably rest for the evening because my character is probably tired or slightly tired. She's only slightly tired. And then after that, I will pick up my silver sword and then head down to Falkwraith for our next episode. So that's kind of what we're going to do in between episodes. Let's get a nice little shot here of Tani all surrounded by the corpses of these like naked Redguard all bloodied up and like missing body parts. Well, thank you everybody for watching the episode. I hope you enjoyed. It ended up being a lot longer than I thought. Those bandit fights were pretty engaging and very dynamic, so I hope everyone had fun watching those. I had a lot of fun navigating those fights. Let me know in the comments, either below or on Discord, if you have any comments or feedback or questions, and otherwise I'll see you all next time as Tani and I go down to Falkwraith and kill some more bandits down there. We'll keep working our way towards the mid-game. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Bye!